So I studied in the best fashion school in the world, but it wasn't what I expected at all. I thought I was going to learn everything I needed to succeed as a creative, but I was wrong. So in this video, I'm going to share the 5 things I wish I knew before starting. Lessons that would have saved me a lot of time, accelerated my growth, and overall make me better as a creative. So the first key lesson is that talent is not enough. It never is. So when I first arrived at IFM, the thing that struck me the most was how talented some people were. People who were, naturally gifted in design, drawing, computer skills, presentation, people who could produce amazing work almost without effort. But very quickly, I realized something surprising. A lot of those naturally gifted people relied too much on their talent. They knew they were good, and instead of using this as a foundation to grow, they used it as an excuse to, avoid the work. They assumed that because they had always been talented, that things would continue to come to them easily. But they didn't push themselves, they didn't practice, and they didn't develop the discipline to execute on their ideas consistently. And the result was simple. Most of them didn't pass the first year. And meanwhile, the students who were the most talented were often the ones who ended up succeeding over time. Every day they showed up, they asked questions, they experimented, they failed, they improved, they kept going. And because they acted and kept trying and going, even when their work, wasn't perfect, they built momentum. They kept producing, they kept getting better. And eventually they became the ones people called talented. And this isn't just at school, it's in life in general. If you look at some of the most successful people today, they aren't the most talented. They're the ones who learn consistently, who apply what they learn immediately, and who have the grit and courage to never stop. Talent is like a seed. It holds potential, but unless you plant it, water it, take care of it, nothing grows. The seed alone does nothing. The growth comes from the work you put around it. So don't waste your time comparing yourself to others like I did, because the only person you should compare yourself to is yourself from yesterday. All right, so the second lesson is that your personal brand matters way more than your grades. And I wish I had started building mine way sooner. So when I first arrived at IFM, I believed, like everyone else, that my grades would define my future. I thought that if I got the best grades, perfected every project, and even impressed my professors, every single one of them, opportunities would naturally appear. I mean, that's what we've been conditioned to believe our, entire life. But very quickly, I realized that at that level, everyone is skilled at something. Everyone can design, conceptualize, build, create. So skill alone doesn't set you apart, and grades even less. What truly matters is your brand, your personal brand. And whether you realize it or not, you already have one. Your brand is how people perceive you. People remember you not just for what you do, but how you made them feel. Your story, your inspirations, your process, your journey, your goals, and the way you approach your work. That's what creates a, lasting impression. That's what makes you stand out. So once again, I wish I had done it sooner, but put yourself out there as much as possible and promote yourself, your work, everything shamelessly everywhere. And I didn't start sooner, and I'm going to be real here, because I was too afraid of the opinions of others. And this is something I struggled with for years. You have no idea. But I reached a point where I just didn't care anymore. And it's really hard to explain. You reach a limit where you realize that who cares what other people think? It's not even your business to think about what other people would think about you, what you do, your projects, everything. It's so putting yourself out there is about visibility. It's about building an identity as a creative that others can recognize and connect with. Because what separates you from everyone else isn't the quality of your work, it's you, your perspective, your interpretation of the world, your unique way of seeing things. Plenty of people can create, can design, but no one perceives the world the way you do. And this is your advantage, so use it. And it's a shame that, schools don't teach you this. No one shows you how to strategically, promote your work, or how to build an audience, to create opportunities for yourself. And yet, this is exactly what determines who gets noticed, who gets hired. And do it whether you want to work at a company, freelance, start your own business, because it's the only thing that will open so many doors for you. So the third takeaway is that business is a critical skill for any creative. Being a great creative isn't enough on its own. You can have incredible ideas, execute them, and build the most perfect portfolio ever. But if you don't understand business, your creativity will stay limited. It will never reach its full potential. Because the truth is that most creatives ignore the fact that the fashion industry, like everything else on the planet, is a business. Every idea, every design, every project ultimately has one goal: it needs to be sold. And for something to be sold, someone needs to understand the value behind it, how to package it, how to present it, how to turn it into something that people are willing to pay for, to exchange money for. And that's exactly where most creatives fail. Not because they lack creativity, but because they lack business understanding. But this is not the creative's fault. As a creative, school teaches you techniques, vision, design principles, which, are super important, but they don't teach you how to sell your creativity, how to monetize your ideas, or how to turn your skills into actual opportunities. They don't teach you what the market values, what people are willing to pay for and why, or how to create something that goes beyond a project and becomes something real. Looking back, I wish school had helped me understand what my true creative skills and strengths truly were. Not technically, but market-wise. What part of my creativity can be monetized? What skills were valuable in the market? Or what problems could I solve with my creativity? And if I had understood that earlier, I would have approached a lot of things differently. You need to realize that you as a creative, you are in the top 1% of the world. Most people don't see possibilities the way you do. Most people can't create something out of nothing. Most people don't have that skill. You have it. You have that skill. But if you don't learn about business, this natural advantage that you have, it stays hidden. And all the creatives you look up to understood this. They understood what their true creative skills truly were. They figured what made them marketable. They learned how to package those skills, and then they sold them directly or indirectly. Because when you combine creativity with business understanding, you become unstoppable. So to truly grow as a creative, you need to learn how to present your skills, how to communicate their value, and how to deliver something people actually want. You need to learn how to transform your creativity into something that creates real value for others. So the takeaway of this third lesson is simple. Learn how to sell your creativity, learn how to monetize your skills, and learn what makes your work valuable in the world. And to help you do this, I created an ebook, a free ebook that you can download in the first link in the description, that helps you discover and uncover your top 3 creative and marketable skills in under 10 minutes. So the fourth lesson is simple. Seek mentors and not professors. When I was at school, I had professors who were great. They taught me the fundamentals, the foundations. They shared frameworks and they gave guidance that, was useful. But here's the thing. Professors teach the same thing to everyone in the room, everyone in the classroom. Everyone gets the same information, the same advice, the same critique. And if you're relying on that, you're competing in the same pool as everyone else. So you don't have an edge, you don't have an advantage over everyone. So what you need is a mentor or multiple mentors, someone who has already walked the path you want to walk. Someone who has done what you're trying to do and who can give you guidance tailored specifically to you. They push you, they challenge you, and sometimes they break you. But breaking is exactly what will accelerate your growth. So overall, mentors gives feedback that stick with you. It's not theoretical or abstract. It comes from experience, from having faced the same challenges, made the same mistakes, and found solutions to it. They show you what actually works in the real world and help you avoid wasting times on things that lead you nowhere. So that's the power of mentorship. Look, failure is inevitable. It's part of learning, growing, and getting better. And it's actually a good thing. So you will make mistakes. You will mess up projects. You will make the wrong decisions. And sometimes, it'll feel like you're moving backward. Now, imagine that you're facing all of this, but you have a mentor next to you by your side. With his guidance, all your mistakes stop being setbacks. They become lessons. Every mistake teaches you something because he's there to tell you what they're teaching you. And every piece of feedback becomes a tool to improve. So with a mentor, you grow faster, smarter, and stronger because you are learning from someone who's already been there. And the good news is that, finding mentors today is easier than ever because you can start online, through a podcast, through a YouTube video, through a whatever, everything that you can find online. So first of all, you need to study and analyze the people who have done what you want to do. Learn from their insights, observe their path, and implement what resonates with you. But the real transformation happens when you connect personally with someone who can guide you one-on-one, a mentor who can see your work, understand your strength, identify your challenges, and give you direct feedback. Because this kind of guidance will literally 10x your growth. So the fifth and final takeaway is simple. Start building outside of school. School teaches you the foundation. It teaches you the basics, the techniques, provides workshops, projects, introduces you to a network of peers and professors. But all of this is the starting point. The real growth comes from applying what you learn outside of the classroom. When you take your creative skills, whether new or existing, and test them in the real world. Because there, feedback becomes immediate and actionable. You quickly see what works, what resonates, and what doesn't. And this is how you discover the true value of your creativity. How it can solve real problems, reach real people, and even generate income. So start building outside opportunities while in school, or even before getting into school, or even after. So freelance projects, side ventures, or you collaborate with other creatives. This gives you a playground to experiment, to refine your skills, and to test your ideas. And by applying your knowledge in the real world, you accelerate your growth and your learnings. You gain clarity, confidence, and insights on what actually works in the real world, not just the project in school. And you start to understand your strength, what you enjoy, and what creates real value and impact for others. And the sooner you start, the sooner you grow. And by the time school ends, you won't just have a diploma like everyone else, you'll have experience, a portfolio of results, and a clear sense of direction. And you'll be far ahead from everyone else in your school and your class. So in short, school gives you knowledge, but real world application gives you clarity, experience, and opportunity. So there you have it. These were the lessons I wish I knew before starting studying in the best fashion school in the world. Principles that can save you time, accelerate your growth, and turn your creativity into real opportunities. So if you take those ideas seriously and start applying them today, you'll quickly start to see where your strengths are and what makes your creativity truly valuable in this world. And to make that process even faster, like I said, I created this free ebook for you. In it, you'll discover your top 3 most creative and marketable skills in under 10 minutes. This ebook is exactly what I would have wanted before school, during school, and even after school. And you can download it in the first link in the description.